Bring on the year of the horse. Listen, when it comes to cigars and the Chinese zodiac, every cigar manufacturer is like, well, we got to have a year of the, well, whatever the year it is. I don't think you have to. But as long as they're going to make good cigars, I'll keep smoking them. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz, and that right there is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy, and this is a good cigar. And I'm just going to say, I'm going to put it out there, Fingers Malloy, right now. This could very well make a list.
Oh.
This is from Plasencia. This is the Año del Caballo. This is the year of the horse. It is an absolutely beautiful looking stick, coming in at 7x58, which means it is 7 inches long. Always makes Fingers Malloy laugh. And the ring gauge is a 58. That's the diameter of the cigar, or how thick it is around.
You okay there? That didn't go over that well in rehearsal.
Oh, I did not see that coming. Yeah, that was very funny. This is, first of all, a gorgeous, gorgeous representation here. Now, this is Nicaraguan in the wrapper and the binder, Honduran and Nicaraguan in the filler. That wrapper is a right amount of oil, a little touch of grit. You can feel the movement, and it is in this beautiful, almost saddle brown. There are shades of orange in here. And if it had just a little bit more, it'd be really that saddle brown. The band is 3 parts, the Plasencia on top, and then the Año del Caballo there as the main band. And then it says it again by the foot. I admit, I agree with Fingers. I hate anything on the foot. It's just, you're bothering me at that moment. But what makes this thing beautiful, they added in this braided bit of tobacco to look like the tail of the horse. It is a beautifully constructed, beautiful weight cigar. And just in case you're wondering, well, do you smoke it with that tail in there? You can. You can cut above that on the cap and smoke it. I don't. I pull it right out. I pull that out. The whole thing didn't even come out there.
Did you make a wish?
I did. I wished, and I got 6 more weeks of winter. It is a beautiful, beautiful presentation that Plasencia has done here. Fingers Malloy is already smoking. What is happening with you?
Well, first of all, I would argue that you would not want to keep the tail on there because the exact same thing happened to me that happened to you. There was a little tail fragment left over there on the cap, and then I tried to smoke it, and you just can't get a good seal around the cigar.
I believe they call that tail spittle.
That is what they call it.
I know, it's weird, right?
But right off the bat, there's a nice bit of spice, a little bit of wood, and a little bit of sweetness that I can't quite put my finger on. But you talk about darn near perfect hand feel. I mean, this feels great.
And what's really interesting about the cigar is that 58 is not where either one of us is. That's a pretty big ring gauge. So a 64 ring gauge would be a full 1 inch around. So this is a pretty hefty size, and I don't like to play more than a 52. Sometimes it'll be a 54. I like 48 to 52. Sometimes I'm happy with that Panatella in a 46. But everything about this works so damn well. Shut up and suck it up. All right?
Wow.
That's right. Say the same thing to you I say to my kindergarten gym class. Stop complaining. Mom will be there when she's there. Now do another lap.
I'll never forget the old stories you used to tell of being a kindergarten gym class teacher. One of these days you should share some of those stories.
Well, the lawsuit prevents me from doing any more than I just did. So one of the things that you get off this is I've just lit mine. Is this wood, right? Mm-hmm. Is that cedar that really starts to sit in the middle of the tongue. And I won't lie, I've had a few of these. As a matter of fact, well, I'm so glad you asked, Fingers Malloy. I may have a problem. I had one, and then I ordered 2 boxes.
Oh, good Lord.
I had one, and then I ordered 2 boxes. And we'll get into why that's a thing coming up in a little bit, because I may have taken out a second mortgage.
Are they still handing out small business loans?
Oh, well, to me they are. I know a guy. So you've got that there. Now you talk about that sweetness. There is a little bit of a chocolate thing going on, and there is a little bit of a spice, but it's like a fruit spice. Almost, I want to say fruit cake, but that's immediately going to turn people off, and that's not it. But think baking, think rich, think full, not rich. I'm sorry, full. In that regard, that's where I'm at with this cigar. And off the first, I really can't say enough good things. And Plasencia is not a sponsor of the show. Off the first, I was like, I'm into something here.
Yeah, you lost me at fruit spice, and then you brought me back in with baking spice. I would totally agree with you on that.
Right.
But right off the bat, when we first lit it, that wood is definitely there. And then there's a, what'd you call it, a creamy sweetness? You said cocoa.
Creamy, but so very often creamy is thought of as vanilla. But creamy can also be thought of as coffee. Sometimes we talk about a nutty cream, like when you're chewing on a cashew or an almond, and you get that little bit of pasty in, there on the palate. And I happen to love that flavor, and I happen to love that definition or that explanation because people have connected with it. Like, yes, I know what that is. So I don't know what you mean by creamy. How would you?
Well, you bring up coffee and cream, and lately I've found myself putting heavy whipping cream in my coffee, and it kind of reminds me of that.
I love heavy whipping cream in my coffee. The problem is heavy whipping cream doesn't love me.
Oh,
it's rough.
Good Lord.
It's rough.
I feel like at this point we just need to come out with, you know how Eat, Drink, Smoke loves our lists? It's a list of things that hurt Tony's tum-tum.
That's everything. That is everything. You know what I do? I get seconds. I am not stopping. I'm not quitting. This from Plasencia is the Año del Caballo. This is the year of the horse, 7x58. You want to take the cigar and you want to break it into thirds. First third, second third, final third. Grab your notebooks. What'd you eat today? What'd you drink today? Finally, we are into the warm-up in Indianapolis, Indiana. The cold has snapped. The devil has gone to hide.
I was shocked. I was indoors most of the day the other day, and it was the first day where the temperature really broke, and it was in the 50s, and I could not believe how much snow had melted in the course of like 7 hours.
I saw people jogging in shorts. It was just anything. I saw somebody in a convertible, anything to be outside in 50-degree weather. It was fantastic. So you want to break the cigar into third. The weather affects your palate. It does. It affects how you smoke. And for a lot of people, if the weather's broken, now they're finally able to go outside and able to smoke. And all those things matter. And then what are the flavors you're getting from each third? Write those down in your notebook. And then when you try this cigar in a month from now, 6 months from now, whatever it is, you do it again and really get an idea of your through line. What are the flavors that stuck with you, that connected, that you got each time? That's how you know whether or not you like the cigar and you like how it's built. The Plasencia, the Año del Caballo. You want to get one of these. You want to smoke one of these. Now, is this in our humidor? Well, this brings about a story about what it costs and what I paid for it.
Oh.
That's right. It's a story. Keep it here. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. It's rare that we get an FDA kind of message, Food and Drug Administration, regarding M&Ms. But when breaking news strikes, Eat, Drink, Smoke is there to protect you.
Do we have some sort of theme music for this?
If you can come up with some.
Breaking news, Eat, Drink, Smoke, yeah, by Philip Glass.
That's twice. Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. That's Fingers Malloy. 6,000 units of M&Ms distributed to 20 states have been recalled. Well, that's a real thing right there. A recall of M&M's peanut and classic M&Ms. So stop it. This is the story you bring us?
What?
I'm going to lose my mind.
Why are you going to lose your mind?
Because I'm going to read this, and everyone's going to be like, wait, why were they recalled? I give M&Ms to my children every day. It's part of a healthy breakfast. What have I done wrong? And why is little Tommy not able to fit into his pants anymore? Well, something to do with the M&Ms. But here's the story. The recall is a class 2, meaning consuming the products, quote, may cause temporary or medically reversible adverse health consequences. What's the issue? The issue is the M&Ms, the classic, and the peanut do not contain an allergen warning for milk, soy, and peanuts.
Yes.
I hate everyone and everything, starting with you.
Why?
Because you don't need
This is an FDA warning, Tony.
I'm not talking to you.
They are warning folks that the M&M they could be consuming may have chocolate. The peanut M&M may have a peanut.
This is not funny.
It is terrible. Dozens of kids get mildly irritated every year when they eat their peanut M&Ms, not knowing that they have peanuts in them.
Costco had a thing where they had to recall like 9 billion pounds of butter because it didn't say on the container, may contain dairy. Man, it would have been better if I had said that in one breath. Costco had to recall like 9 million pounds of butter because on the container, it didn't say may contain dairy.
And I can break the news right now. That butter that they recalled didn't actually get thrown out. It was put in these M&Ms.
God, I hate everyone.
But
A recall for this. Are people really that stupid? Okay, you win. You win. Eat, Drink, Smoke Nation, I apologize. I hear you screaming through radios and at the camera. I get it. You win. You're right. It's the saddest thing in the world. Here are the states that got the affected product. Alabama, Arizona, California, Florida, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Maryland, Minnesota, North Carolina, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, South Dakota. Tell me this isn't riveting radio. Where's our Marconi? Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, Washington, and Wisconsin.
let me get all shaky lighter on you for a second, young man.
Yeah.
It is good to warn the folks out there while they're consuming peanut M&Ms that the product may contain peanuts.
The product can also make you fat. They know that, right? They know that, right?
This is breaking news for me. I've been starting my day every morning.
It's
for
stupid. It's the problem with society. Now I'll take a different tact on a different subject, which we didn't talk about. There's a lawsuit going on right now in California regarding social media companies. And the lawsuit comes from a 20-year-old who says the social media companies and the platform absolutely destroyed her life, made her depressed, made her angry, this, that, and the other, and she's suing. And 2 companies have already settled, and now there's this lawsuit going on with Facebook and Google and a host of others. And so one of the arguments is you're seeing Australia say, no social media under the age of 16. Spain is moving this direction. Spain is also a country that doesn't believe in any free speech whatsoever, so I don't know if I necessarily approve. But you're seeing this move towards, we see what the algorithm does. We see how it feeds the brain the same way that a slot machine would. Keeps you going, keeps you going, keeps you going. That's why you like it so much. There it is. And how dangerous this is for younger minds. I don't think it's wrong to note when social media companies or any company is trying to engage in acts of manipulation. I think they do that with our data all the time, and I think that that's where real lawsuits should be taking place. But if you tell me that a 9-year-old is addicted to social media, don't you look at the parent and say, what the hell is wrong with you? What exactly is wrong with you that you've got your 9-year-old on an iPad all day? That you can't say no to this? My point being that isn't there a personal responsibility conversation at play here? That should be a play here, that should drive all these things, and that the very idea that you would print the allergen information on a peanut M&M if you are allergic to peanuts is not only counterproductive, but is flat out insulting and is meant to tell individuals that they don't have to be responsible for themselves.
Personal responsibility,
I
Tony?
hate you. I'm not talking to you again.
Let me introduce you to 2026,
No,
Tony.
we are not talking. I'm not. It's nuts. Did I say something so radical?
Yes, in 2026, absolutely. There is no personal responsibility. How often? Let's just look at politics for a second. I saw this wild ad out of Utah. Did you see this? Where two candidates were campaigning against one another, and they appeared together, and they said, I agree, or I believe in this, and the candidate said, I believe in this. We disagree, but we can still treat each other like human beings with respect. It's such a foreign concept now in 2026. Right. So people in politics, you don't take responsibility. You always blame someone else. In the workplace, too often you have folks that if something goes wrong, they want to point fingers at other people. When they should take personal responsibility. Say, you know what, I had a role in this, but that doesn't happen anymore. The person right now that forgot to include the warning label on the M&Ms is probably going, well, you know what? That was Jim. It was Jim's responsibility. And quite frankly, maybe it was Jim's fault. You know what? I'm wrong. He shouldn't take responsibility for that.
Dude. Every time I look at it, every time I see one of these stories, I'm like, we have no shot. I didn't raise my kids to be like this. Did you raise your kids to be like this?
No, I did not. But you see the environment that they're in. You hope that when they leave the home, that the values that you instilled in them would carry the day. But when you're bombarded with, it's not my fault, or I want to show everyone what a victim I am, and
it has to be someone else's responsibility, and sue this one and sue that one and sue the. I don't know if you get to sue social media companies because your kid is addicted to social media. That's different than whether or not you should keep social media out of the hands of kids. They're two different concepts.
But now I wish I would have sued a social media company because I get on social media and I'm depressed.
I thought you were you measured social media outrage.
And it makes me depressed.
I got it. See, drink, smoke. Eat, drink, smoke. It is your cigar, bourbon, foodie extravaganza. I'm Tony Katz. That is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. And I believe we're just moments away from frozen popcorn.
I'm sorry?
You're the one who said, hey, throw some popcorn in the freezer.
That is true.
I don't know what we're going to do with all those kernels, though.
Well, you put them back in the fryer. You refry them.
Oh. You didn't mean put the kernels in the freezer. You meant put the actual popcorn in the freezer.
No, I meant the kernels.
You didn't mean the popcorn?
Yes, I did.
Okay, just making sure. We are smoking the Año del Caballo. This is the year of the horse from Plasencia. 7x58 Nicaraguan wrapper and binder, Honduran and Nicaraguan in the filler. We've been able to get a little bit on this, a little bit of smoke on this, still in the first third. It's beautiful, baby. It is beautiful. You've got that wood, that cedar that really sits there. We talked about baking spice. We talked about a little bit, for me, if you want to talk about the sweet is cocoa. You talked about a creamy, but we're trying to kind of define where that's from. The spice is picked up a little bit, but although I'm having a touch of an uneven burn right now, you're working great. It's beautiful. The touch up on this cigar has been zero. The only touch up I've done is from my OCD.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's a little uneven. Gotta do this. No, leave it alone. Don't be so crazy. It is a beautiful looking smoke. It's a beautiful feeling smoke. It is a beautifully presented cigar.
I have been really happy with this. For me, the baking spice has actually subsided a little bit. The cedar has picked up even more, which absolutely no complaint. And then that heavy whipping cream kind of sweetness that I'm getting, it's wonderful. And you brought up how low maintenance the stick is.
Yeah.
You know, you and I talked about it during the break. To be able to set the stick down for 2 or 3 minutes, I sat it down, and then when I picked it up, I went for my lighter thinking, well, I'm going to have to touch this up. And to not have to do that, that's just been great.
So now the question is this in your humidor from Plasencia, the Año del Caballo, the year of the horse? Is this in your humidor for $60 a stick? Now, before you say anything, I bought 2 boxes. I had 1. I then bought 2 boxes.
Box of 20?
Box of 10.
Okay.
Because I found it for $40 a stick.
Okay. At $40 a stick, It would, for me, $40 is a splurge stick. I know for
I
you,
think
money,
for
shmoney.
Right. I think for most people, $40 is a splurge stick.
Yeah. For a splurge stick, $40, yeah, that would be in my humidor.
So
60.
Yeah, 60 is a hard number to swallow, for sure. I would not have had 2 boxes at 60. I would have had 1. I would have blown the $600 on a box of these. And I would not have shared it with you on the show as I have right now. At $40 a stick, that's $400. I said absolutely, no question. And I will do one of these a week for the next, how many do I have left? 16, next 16 weeks. So the next 4 months. I'll do one of these. It is a beautifully crafted cigar. Now, with the weather as it is in many parts of the country, and we're not yet into spring, unless you have a place in your home or a cigar lounge where you can bring your own sticks, don't. If you start this cigar and don't have the ability to finish it, you're missing out. Never mind the money. You're missing out on the movement that this stick has all the way through and a solid 2 hours of smoke on this set. I have had 7-inch sticks that have been basically 85 minutes, right? Absolutely. 2 hours. There's 120 minutes here plus, depending on who you are, if you take your time and give yourself the time. So I'm only imploring people, give yourself a place and a space to do this. And don't put yourself in a place of a rush. And don't put yourself in a position where you're like, okay, it's nice outside right now, but in 45 minutes, the weather starts turning cold. Now you start smoking faster because you're trying to get it in. That's not a way to do this.
No, but I do have a question for you, and I know this is totally anecdotal.
Yeah.
But we have talked in the last month or so, and you've brought up buying cigars and getting some good deals.
Yeah.
Are you encountering, when you're going to a cigar store, the same thing that's happening with bourbon, where you could easily get good deals on bourbon right now? Are you finding with cigars that it's happening there too? We're not talking about the struggles that the bourbon industry is going through right now, but the fact that maybe people are pulling back, not spending as much money, so you're seeing maybe some cigar lounges, some cigar stores have more inventory that they would like to have right now, and they're cutting some deals?
The answer is no.
Okay.
And to prove this, U.S. cigar imports were up 4.6% in 2025. So overall, not just, I was double checking fourth quarter of where we were. Nicaragua had 190 million cigars, up 2.1%. This is from tobaccoreporter.com. The Dominican, 69.9 million. It was 3.8% increase. Honduras was up to 14.8%, 55.5 million cigars. So those are the top three. So the shop, I don't see offering deals. I am not seeing the shop saying, hey, buy 3, get 1 free. They do offer that sometimes on things that are slow sellers because they want to move it out and they want to get something in that does sell. But outside of that standard stuff, no, not at all. I do not feel about cigars the way I do about bourbon. And certainly the data doesn't show it that way. The data shows that it's strong and that it's kicking. If there's anything that's creating issue, it's those states that still have an unnecessary tax, abusive tax on cigars. That always is going to create an issue because that's standard, right? You can apply that to anything. But no, I see that cigars are still selling and people are still buying. But I think that if you said they were buying in a different price point now, that I believe is true. I would argue that even amongst the people that I hang with, you and I hang with, and we smoke with, and we're talking about some people who are all over the economic spectrum, including some real dollars, all of them have said, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Right? When buying a $30 cigar was no problem, It's now turned into, this one's only $17. It's fantastic. And someone right now listening is like, $17? Give me $9.
Right.
But that's my point. That kind of stuff has moved. The idea of stuff just sitting on the shelves and wasting away. No. And then there's a whole argument about how luxury sales in everything is still the top driver. People who have the money are spending double. They're spending large in that regard. So I don't know if that's necessarily affecting, or we're seeing that in cigar world in the shops, but I don't see the deals there like I see them online. I never, ever, ever do. And I like to support the shop as much as possible.
Right.
So did I just rip that all asunder?
You answered my question. I do quickly have a story about the economy.
It's time, Fingers Malloy, for news of the week.
So the jobs report came out earlier this week. The U.S. economy added an estimated 130,000 jobs last month, which was more than expected.
By 70,000.
Yeah.
So one of the interesting parts about this report is that manufacturing was flat. Construction jobs were up 33,000. Government jobs were down 34,000. I think it was 34,000, yeah.
Wow.
And anytime government jobs are down, there's a lot of cuts going on. And yes, that means some people are losing their jobs. But sometimes when government wants to goose the economy, they do government hiring. That's not valuable. Private sector hiring is valuable.
And it may be some of the people who lost their jobs actually either retired or went into early retirement and they just weren't replaced.
That could be a large part of it. Then there's the whole conversation what AI is forcing out of a workforce, yet we saw growth. It's an interesting number. Find everything we do at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. Let's eat some frozen popcorn.
Yay.
This is Eat, Drink, Smoke. So as you know, popcorn should only be made one way. On your stovetop, with oil, with salt, with kernels, not in a microwave.
Unless you use an air fryer, and then that's okay.
God, I hate you. Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. That is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy, and we've got some popcorn right here. We make the popcorn here in this house. That's how we do it. But Fingers came across something that I like to refer to as stupid. Fingers came across this story, this Instagram thing. He's addicted to the social media, folks. This Instagram thing that said, if you want real good popcorn, you got to freeze it. Freeze it.
So I'm not addicted to social media. It's my job. Oh. I like to monitor social media outrage.
You do a heck of a job.
Thank you. And so this wasn't some influencer on social media. This was actually from the Instagram account of All Recipes, allrecipes.com.
Use them a lot. I think they're great.
4 million followers. And the lady who did this video claimed that when you put popcorn in the freezer, first of all, obviously it would make it a little crunchier, probably because it's colder, the whole frozen thing. But then on top of it, it makes the salt pop a little bit more on your palate. That's what she said. The cold really brings out the salt.
Well, I don't even know if we salted this. I have no idea.
Did you watch the video?
No. You told me about the video. You said freeze the popcorn. I froze the popcorn. So here it is.
Put that anywhere.
This is ice cold popcorn. All right, as you shove the warm popcorn into your mouth.
Well, I had to do a comparison.
Clearly. All right, I'll go first.
Okay.
This is cold popcorn.
Okay, so
the idea is the salt pops more?
Yes, and then it'll be crunchier, in theory. So the question is, it sounded crunchier.
Did it?
On the mic, we're going to have to get the boys in the lab to analyze the audio. Over at the Fingers Malloy Institute of Institutes for Institutes.
I'm having the regular popcorn.
Okay, so he's doing the Memphis Munch?
No, she's drunk. All Recipes girl is drunk.
There's no difference at all.
Not really.
This isn't even cold.
It just came out of the freezer. What do you mean?
Did you have it frozen in the freezer for like 3 minutes?
An hour?
Did you
hour and a half?
Flash freeze it?
How long does it need to be in the freezer?
2 weeks. Did you not watch the video?
She had the popcorn in the... I didn't watch... I told you I didn't watch the video. I'm not you.
It is crunchier.
You're so... I'm stealing your popcorn. You can have that. I'm stealing yours. Right there. Here. How's the bowl? I don't... What am I...
There we go.
What am I... So, like... Doesn't there come a moment of, okay, we're all being stupid right now? Doesn't there come a moment of just being like hipster ridiculous, like wearing a knit cap indoors?
It's cold outside.
We just said it warmed up.
It's still in the 30s.
I'm more bothered. Listen, you want to put your popcorn in the freezer, put the popcorn in the freezer. You really taste the difference?
No, but I also think that popcorn is only about 8 degrees cooler than what we were eating at room temperature.
It was in the freezer. I wonder how long it has to be in the freezer.
She did not mention how long it's supposed to be in the
freezer.
freezer.
Well, I think that's a pretty important part of the conversation. How long it's in the freezer. There are some really, really good videos out there. Really good cooking videos. Who's the guy who, he's in a commercial kitchen, he's bald.
Oh, Pauly Shore.
He's great. Hey, today I'm going to tell you how to make really great chocolate chip cookies. And one of the pieces of advice he gave was the Nestle Toll House cookie is a classic, a perfect Toll House cookie. You want to make it great? Salt on the baking sheet.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, is that super smart? Because anybody who's done anything with chocolate knows salt really is this wonderful compliment. Really creates great flavor. Salt on the freaking baking sheet. So when you put the little bloop of cookie dough, it's gonna melt out, right? And flatten out. It's gonna pick up that salt. That's a really smart idea.
Then what you need to do is put it in the freezer.
People do that. They freeze cookies all the time.
See?
Right? But popcorn? Like it sounds like it's one of those things where someone's trying really, really, really hard. And I don't want people to try really, really, really hard.
This is how you get 4 million followers on Instagram. You freeze your popcorn.
Is that my problem?
You haven't been freezing your popcorn.
I'm not against it.
Okay, I think here's the deal too. I don't know about you, but I don't have a lot of room in my freezer for big bowls of popcorn.
What do you have in your freezer? What do you mean you don't have room in your freezer? We've already talked about chest freezers. Pick one up. You want me to get one you want for Christmas? I'll get you one for Christmas. Christmas will come early.
No,
what is in the Fingers Malloy freezer? You got a lot of Lunchables, a lot of Crustables there.
Honestly, I don't think it's any of your damn business.
But now I need to know.
There's a lot of beef.
Right.
There is some poultry, frozen vegetables. One of the things I like to get is cauliflower rice.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, because, I'm low carb right now.
Stop it. You are not.
Mm-hmm.
You're eating popcorn.
I know. It's great.
When did this happen that you went back?
Monday. I'm down 6 pounds.
I don't even understand. I don't understand how any of this is possible.
I wake up in the morning, have a couple of steaks. Then for lunch, I
wake up in the morning, have a couple of steaks. I can identify with that.
Yeah, and then I had, today I had 2 soft tacos, but with the low carb tortillas, which are packed full of flavor. And then maybe I'll have a burger tonight with keto bread.
6 pounds in a matter of days.
3 days.
It's insane. It's unbelievable.
Keep in mind, I'm starting out heavy. I almost threw the number out there, and I was like, yeah, you know what?
Let's keep the mystery.
Yeah, I don't know if that's necessary.
Do that? I do think that in a lot of these influencer Instagrams and the reels on Facebook or social media, it is trying too hard. Then there are some I've absolutely shared, for sure. Popcorn in the freezer, sure, fine. Knock yourself out. But I would like to take some more time. I mean, now that the weather's warmed up, we can get back to the grill. I'm greatly appreciative of this. You were sick, and then I was sick. It took a while to get healthy again. Trying some of these recipes out, seeing what we can put together. I think that's clearly the next step here.
I am looking forward to, the construction hopefully will be done in March at my home.
At Katz and Fingers?
Yes. Having the basement finished. And then after that, I'm going to pop in a brisket, and you can have, try one of my briskets at the house and see what you think with
I have yet.
The gravity fed.
All the years we've known each other, he's never invited me to the home for brisket. Never once.
It's not true.
Never once.
Not true. He's turning Eat, Drink, Smoke into his own den of lies.
He has been living in the new house that he's been complaining about moving into for 5 years now.
Yeah, right. You were invited. I made 2 huge pork butts. Said, hey, come on over. Everybody's having some butt. And you're like, nope, I don't want it. Nothing to do with it.
Of the influencers that you watch, how many people do you think are actually trying the recipe that the influencer is pushing out? So, for example, popcorn in the freezer. That's an easy one to do. How many people did what we just did?
Not many.
Took the popcorn, put it in the freezer.
But it depends on the niche. Like, if you are, I could point you to several keto diet influencers or carnivore diet influencers, and people go nuts over that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but are they doing it? That's the question. I want to know how many people are at home doing it. We do it.
13.
Is that the number?
Yep.
It's more than I thought. Keep it here. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke.
Follow Eat, Drink, Smoke on social media. On Twitter, @Go Eat, Drink, Smoke. On Facebook, facebook.com/Eat, Drink, Smoke. And Instagram, @Eat, Drink, Smoke Podcast. Hey, you made it all the way through to the end of this video. We're proud of you.
You should watch more of our videos. Make sure you subscribe right there to Eat, Drink, Smoke, wherever it is you get your videos, on YouTube, on Rumble, and don't forget Instagram, Eat, Drink, Smoke Podcast, where we've got the shorts and some very cool things going on.